We finally had our very first snow of the year, and it looks really, really pretty out my office window right now. All of the yellow leaves from the autumn trees. There's even still some green out here. What are you doing, oak tree? And then if you look down, you can see all of the snow on the ground. Not very much, but just enough so that on our deck, where some squirrel has knocked down my mom's, you can see tiny little squirrel footprints. That's adorable. Oh my gosh. Hello guys, and welcome to another community update vlog here on the Seri Pixel Biology channel. And it's been a while since I've done one of these, and I'm really sorry about that, especially because we have a lot of news. Like, a lot of news. For one thing, I am about to leave on vacation, which is kind of a surprise. I didn't remember that I hadn't told you guys until somebody messaged me on Twitter and they're like, wait, you're leaving on vacation? When I mentioned it in reference on Twitter. And so yes, I am going to be going away on vacation starting Wednesday. I am doing my best right now to record as much as I possibly can so that we can try to cover the about a week we're going to be gone. But we're going to go see Chips's family, which is really awesome. We're going there for Thanksgiving just to hang out with them, see them again. We're going back to North Carolina, so it's going to be really fun to see the place that we moved away from. I might even be able to do a vlog of walking around my lake. Do you guys remember the lake? If you watch the vlog channel, you know I ran into blue herons, a beaver, otters. Do you guys remember the river otters? That was kind of amazing. That was really amazing. In fact, I think I found the river otters while I was looking for Pokemon while I was playing Pokemon Go at that lake. So it's going to be really cool to see that lake again. I'm not predicting beavers and otters, unfortunately. That was very uncommon. It was mostly the blue herons, so we'll see if the blue herons and anhingas are hanging out over there. Last year we had a lot of seagulls around that lake too, didn't we? Yeah, lots of cool memories. So we'll be going back to North Carolina for about a week, visiting his family, who also happens to be vegans. We're gonna have a vegan Thanksgiving, which is really awesome. And we'll be coming back later, like at the end of the month in November, and then gearing up for the rush of what December is going to be. December is always a tremendously busy month, and this time around I have plans for Dog Sled Saga to come back. I want to try out the Dragon Simulator game from Gluten Free Games because it looks kind of cool. Apparently you get to like go and raid and get treasure, which sounds pretty awesome, and like have little eggs and raise your own baby dragons. So that sounds really fun, especially because Fox Simulator, Kilala. Are we talking about Fox Simulator now? We are! Has been amazingly popular. I did not predict the popularity of the gluten-free games whatsoever. And it's fun when things are popular, but it's even better when things are fun. And because it's popular and fun, then I'm very happy. So I've been very happy to share our Fox Kilala's adventure. She doesn't have two tails like this one, but I wish she did. That would be kind of cool. With you guys in Fox Simulator. And I actually got tweeted by the gluten-free guy who makes the games, and he was really cool. He was like, oh, this is awesome. He really liked our video on the foxes. So that was really fun. So now I want to do more of his stuff because it's so nice when the developers of the game are nice to you too. Like last year when I was having issues with Dog Sled Saga, the Dog Sled Saga guy fixed it for me. He personally fixed my file where it had an error, and that was just so cool. Oh, so we're definitely going to be doing like Dog Sled Saga. I have plans for the Unicorn Challenge in Sims 3 that we're going to be doing with the North Star family again. If we're gonna have fairy lifespans, we might as well use them in The Sims 3 after all. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff coming up, but not too much actually. I'm not gonna overload myself because that's what's been going on lately, because a lot of you guys are going, Seri, where's WolfQuest? Where's Warriors? Where are so many things? Animal Jam! And I'm sorry, you guys. I don't admit my own humanity enough, and I pushed and pushed and pushed, and you guys know this by now. I pushed, and I finally have gotten to the point where I'm like, I can't do as many as I want to, so I apologize. WolfQuest is on hold because we have, please have mercy, you guys. We have 300 and I think like 380 WolfQuest videos, and there's only 2 levels in that game. It's not open world really. It's just like you go on the same path again and again and again. I've done my best, and we will have our winter WolfQuest litter, and we will have WolfQuest as a treat added in now and then because I know you guys love it so much. I mean, I have wolves here, I've got wolves there, I've got wolves like everywhere that you guys have sent in from our WolfQuest adventures. So definitely going to dabble in that that somewhat. I definitely want to one day do a stray dog challenge in Sims 3 somewhat too, because I think that'll be really fun, especially if we just like breed with random dogs and you're like, oh, what are they gonna look like? Oh, that would be so fun to see what our little mutts would look like and put them up on the exchange so you guys could download them if you wanted to. That would be really cool. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. December is going to be big because December's always big, and December is also the month I like to kind of pull out some of the tricks from my hat of like, yeah, Dog Sled Saga, yeah, let's try this game, yeah, let's have this new game. And if you guys have any ideas for games that you're kind of like, yeah, I really want to see it, especially ones that you think would be fitting for December, let me know. But don't forget, like I just said, tend to overload myself because I get a little too overexcited and I can't do it all, but I want to try something fun then too. And we do have enough games to keep us pretty busy right now as well, because Pokemon Moon is kind of amazing. Animal Crossing, I'm 100% in love with, like totally in love with, and it's my happy moment every morning. I make some peach tea and drink it and play Animal Crossing, and it's awesome, and I'm trying to get the episodes down from 40 minutes to maybe 20, shrink. There's just so much to do in your village every day, and I feel so awesome because I can make everybody happy in my little village, so that's really cool. But yeah, there's a lot coming up, and on the subject of a lot, because there's always a lot happening in our little community and our world, I have really had to have some very honest talks with myself, and we've heard this reoccurring theme for months now, so it shouldn't surprise those of you who have been around for a while, but producing up to 6 videos a day is really hard. I always think I'm going to be able to pull it off better than I do, and it's really a lot of work. So I wanted to just lay that out to you guys. My intentions are way up here. The reality of what my body and voice can actually do are probably about here. You know, they're pretty close to each other, pretty close. I'm getting better at trying to make the two of them line up together. But I just wanted to reassure you guys, if you don't see a series that you really want, then these videos, the update vlogs, they're when you need to just shout out and let me know. I have been rotating series more than we ever have in the last few months, and it's been amazing. It's been helping me to stay really engaged with series, to pick them up and gently put them down and go back and do it again. I mean, we brought back Zoo Tycoon 2 because we picked up Wildlife Park 2 just to try it out for like half the month in October so we could have the unicorns and the dragons and we could have the mermaids, which was kind of disappointing about the mermaids, but we won't talk about Ariel and her attempts at escaping and how I had to surround her with an electric fence. That was kind of interesting. So we picked that up, and because I didn't dedicate myself to it for unseen amount of times into the future, I was able just to have fun with it for 12 episodes. It was awesome. You guys loved it. I loved it, and I still love it, which is important. Being able to kind of rotate things, I'm finding, prevents me from burning out on a series, and it also keeps things fresh for when we pull it back in after a little break. But I don't know what to bring back or what to try that's new without your guys' input. So that's what these update vlogs are for. So you can be like, you know, Seri, and I've had a lot of requests for things like Endless Forest, Seasons After Fall, the dragon game, the online dragon game, Dragon something? Not Dragon Age. That's not really our that's not really what we normally go in our theme of what we do here. Like you guys, School of Dragons, that one. So we've had lots of fun requests of different things. I'm still pining over being able to bring back Sims 2 one day. That's always, my goal is always in January to be like, yeah, I'm gonna bring back Sims 2. And I just overwhelm myself with too many mod downloads. But I'm rambling again. Surprise. Oh my gosh. Seri, rambling, who knew? And I just wanted to let you guys know that if you don't see the episodes you really want, that's what these videos are for. And I really appreciate the tone lately. It's really shifted from being, Seri, give me this now, to being much nicer of, hey Seri, I would like to see this sometime. Do you know when it might be back? And that is so much better for me because I literally work from probably as soon, in fact, I know I do. That's one of the reasons we're going on vacation, and Chips was so excited. It was really funny because he was like, hey, do you want to come with me? And I was thinking like, oh yeah, 2 or 3 days, that'll be awesome. I think I can record enough content to cover all that time. And so I was like, yeah, of course I'll go with you. It'll be really fun to see your family again, really fun to see our lake again, go back to North Carolina for a little while. Not to mention a vegan Thanksgiving would be really nice. My family forgets I'm vegan all the time, so it's really, whenever I go to visit my mom and dad, then my dad will like make a bunch of hamburgers and he'll bring a big one to me, and I'll just look at him and I'll be like, Daddy. And he'll be like, oh yeah. And then he'll give it to my brothers. No problem with them like food doesn't go to waste in the house with 2 young brothers, trust me. It's just really funny. And then, like, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she's like, I really want to get you a pair of Uggs. And I was like, Mom, aren't those made with sheepskin? And she's like, yeah, I think they are. And I was like, Mom. So it's really funny when that happens, but that means I'm really excited to be able to go somewhere where it's kind of like eating out at the lunchroom here in our town. It's all going to be vegan, and that's really just awesome for me. So I'm looking forward to that. But I was thinking 2-3 days. Okay, that sounds like a nice little break from work. I think I can endure that. Maybe a workaholic having to be away from work that long can be a little bit alarming. And then it's funny, because he waited until I agreed to it. And then he's like, okay, we'll be gone 9 days. And I went, what? What? So we ended up, not because of me, but for other circumstances, shrinking that to 7 days. But I think that my beloved Chips was kind of using this opportunity to make sure that I had a bit of a break from work, because I do so much. I wake up from, the first thing I do in the morning is wake up and rush upstairs and take care of the birds and check on the geckos and turn on all the lights for the plants. And then I sit down and I start telling stories and sharing our adventures together. And it is fantastic, and it is wonderful, and it is so surreal, and I still can't believe this is my job. It doesn't make sense some days, and other days it feels like, oh, I'm doing so much, because then I'll stay up till, I was up till 2 a.m. last night. From, I think, 9 in the morning to 2 a.m. I was working yesterday. And that's the reality behind the screen. So I'm just not able to do all of the requests all of the time, especially with the more complicated series like Warriors. And sometimes the things that go out don't seem to have any pattern, rhyme, reason, or sense beyond me. And often what you'll see, and a lot of you guys who have been around for a while know this, is you can watch what I put out and you can kind of see where my emotions are going. Because there is an emotional component to all of this too, a level of emotional care for yourself to keep your enthusiasm and your passion and your excitement of being able to tell these adventures. And if I try to force myself through something when I'm exhausted or really not in the mood, it's going to not be very good quality, and you guys aren't going to enjoy it. So it's really hard to balance all of that. We've talked about that a lot in the past though, but I just wanted to kind of put that out there to kind of give a behind the screen, I guess you could call it, little insight into why sometimes Warriors will just vanish for like 2 weeks. It's because probably behind the scenes, I'm pretty exhausted. I'm trying to manage a whole bunch of things, and I'm getting better at shrinking down my projects and making my projects a little easier. If you look at the things that we release, there's actually a pattern to some of the things are much, much easier for me to record, like Horsehaven. The Ultimate Fox Simulator is very easy to record. Sims 4 takes like, I usually end up preparing the game for like an hour to 2 hours before playing Sims 4, but then I can record like multiple episodes at once. I'm actually processing some episodes. Oh, I see Colette. She's laying on my screen right now because Colette, I'm processing her episode right now. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes too. But you guys have probably all heard about that, you know about it. I just wanted to explain that's what sometimes happens, but you can tell me what you want in the comments. And then I honestly, when I have free time, or if my mood is just kind of someplace weird, or if I know I don't have enough physical time to be able to sit down, write Warriors, and record it and get it all done, because that usually takes about 6 to 8 hours, but I have 2 hours to maybe do something, then if I need to fill a slot, I'll look in these videos and pick from what you guys enjoy. And more, I'm just starting to pick from what I enjoy too, and that's really weird. It feels so decadent, but that's what everybody who like comments wants, is just the happy. And I think that's what a lot of you guys are really here for in the end. And there's that ramble. I knew I was going to ramble today, Kilala. I just knew it. But that's because I'm really excited and nervous and happy, because you guys, we're like really close. We're like less than 1,500 people away from 100,000 members in our community. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how that happened. I know how that happened. Every time I try to say, I don't know how that happened, or I can't believe this is happening, Chips will just like appear out of thin air, like next to me and be like, you do too know how this happened. You worked hard. It's been 4 years. It's a dash of luck, but you put out more than anybody that I know, and you work really hard. So Chips is a really good cheerleader, by the way. And if I try to say, I don't know how this happened, he will just like materialize and tell me, yes, you do. You worked for it, which I think is really, really cool. people. So we're about to hit 100,000 community members, and that's like so many people. I wish I could just like stand in front of everyone. Me, the shy introvert, I wish I could just get in front of everybody and be like, okay, first of all, thank you for being here. Second of all, would everybody please make sure to take reusable bags to the grocery store, because we could probably have a huge impact. I would be such a nerd that way and do that, and I totally would. If I could have like some sort of acceptance speech, it would be like, thank you everybody, I really hope you're all having a great day. Start a joy journal, make sure you carry a water bottle. Take reusable bags to the grocery store, please. I would try to use it as a platform for the things I love, which include nature and the environment, being good to yourself, celebrating joy in your own life. And so when we're coming up on 100,000 people, it really doesn't feel real yet, to be completely honest. It does not feel real. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of dizzying. I don't know what I think about it. I am not really sure what I'm going to do. I know everybody's like, yeah, you do something really big for 100,000 people when you get there. That's a big milestone. I've heard arguments that it's not something you should celebrate. It's tacky to celebrate like subscriber milestones. But to me, it's such a representative of knowing there's people out there who are interested in these things, who are interested in the storytelling, they're interested in the science, they're interested in the biology, they're interested in the passion for plants or animals or pixelated plants and animals. And that's all a common ground that hopefully we can learn a little bit more about each other with, and hopefully we can learn a little bit more about the world with. Even though we're sharing this pixel world, we're sharing this screen time right now, we're still all sharing the same planet, and it's really fun to at least start with sharing the video, sharing something funny that happened in the video, sharing something educational that happened in the video, and then slowly over time, as has happened with so many of our community members, expanding so we can realize, hey, we're still like sharing all of this space. And it's really fun to talk to the more introverted, shy community members, of which I am one, by the way, and realize that look around at this number. To me, that number represents people who there's a likely chance you could have some common ground with, some common interest to be able to talk with, something that both of you could feel passionate about together. And that's really cool. Not feeling isolated with the things that you love and bring you joy is an amazing feeling. And so when I see that number climb in our community in particular, to me, I'm so far removed from the idea of that being a celebration of Seri. That's not what it is. It's a celebration of that shared passion, that shared ability to be passionate and to be joyful and to embrace the things that we love and have people to share it with. So that's why I'm so excited to see this happen. And then on another level, a more personal, sort of a bit more like self-centered level, but not self-centered in a bad way, I'm also really excited to see that number because it's a validation of all of the work on some level. It's going to result in, everybody knows it, in a little plaque, a little silver plaque that I hope I will be able to get. You have to submit your little ticket when you reach that number, and then they look at everything and they go, I don't know, is this person legit, or is this just like, is this somebody who we actually want to give this to? And then if you get it, when it arrives in the mail, I'll probably do an unboxing if I get it. I don't want to count all of my Yoshi eggs before they hatch. That would be a little bit not good. And then I will be able to look at it on my wall, just like I could if it was a college degree, just like I could if it was any other kind of award. And that's going to mean a lot to me. I'm actually shaking a little bit because it will be on my wall forever. It'll be something I'll look at, and it will have physical, tangible evidence beyond, of course, all of the amazing gifts that people have created for me, people have sent to me, people have drawn for me, beyond the joy journals. I have stacks. This is all my joy journals from the past, and they are mostly full. Like 3 or 4 of these were written since I started the channel, and almost every single day there's an entry to do about our community. Something someone said about how our adventures and my rambling somehow made them feel more confident in themselves, more able to trust that even though they may be the only one in the area that loves the things they do, that's okay and that's important, and they can be validated in knowing that they can enjoy their thing and just gently brush off people who try to ridicule them about it, because whatever brings you joy no matter if it is something that's going to make you money, no matter if it's going to be something that gives you like real life skills, it's just important to have that thing, and to get comments from people who say how they appreciate that so much and it's really helped to change their life. I have 3 comments today that made me cry. They were so amazing. So those are actually mostly in the zoo crafting videos too. I'm looking at you, Kate, by the way. So yeah, it's just, I have all of that, but it'll be really, really, really wonderful too on that level of me who's going, you know, you traded finishing college for doing this because you thought, you know, you needed to follow through on this, because I did. I was getting ready to go back to college full time, and I was getting ready to pay out the nose for it because it would have to be out-of-state tuition in North Carolina, and then I realized I probably wouldn't be able to juggle finishing my biology or my nursing degree and also running the YouTube channel full time as a job. And so, especially with Chip's like moving around so much, and Chip's his career not really figuring out where we were going to be, I decided, okay, let's do YouTube. So for me, having been raised from the moment I was born to believe that I really needed to be one of the first people in my family to go to college, and I took all the AP classes and I worked so hard, then I ran into that huge bump that some of you guys have heard about, the really bad bump, the bad relationship bump that we talk about a little bit in the vlog channel, and maybe one day I'll talk about more over on the vlog channel because it's extremely serious stuff. And then it all spiraled out of control, and I started putting my life back together. And then just as I was going to continue going to college, like I had been raised my entire life to believe, come on, you can do it, you can do it. You're like the smartest, you are the one who can do this, the first generation in your family, like for quite a while, to go to college straight away and not get sidetracked. And I got sidetracked. And that's not a bad thing. I've actually been able to change my life in more significant ways in the 3 years that I've been doing YouTube now than I have ever experienced in other ways. But there's a part of me, and I'm totally willing to admit it openly, that will be so glad to see a plaque on my wall and be able to look at it and go, you worked so hard for 3 to 4 years. I think it's actually been 4 years now, to be able to look at it and go, you worked so hard. You affected so many people. And I just think I'll be able to look at it and I'll be able to go, and this is why you're going to continue working hard, and you're going to continue reaching deep inside of yourself to dig up the authentic wisdom you may have and the authentic emotions that you have, and share these adventures with people because you're trying to offer them something important. And sometimes I don't even know if I have the words to explain what kind of important thing I am trying to give to you guys. I know it's like an emotion. I know it's companionship. I know for some of you it's my positivity and happiness. For a lot of you who listen very subtly to the things said or not said in between the lines, it's the ability to kind of be resilient. It's the resilience to bounce back again and again and again when things have knocked me down, to stand back up again and again and again, and then to dig even deeper. And no matter how hard my heart is breaking, being able to reach through it and try to create and do something good and share it and embrace the healing that can be found there that I didn't really know about until I started running a YouTube channel and going, well, I told myself I was going to record zoo crafting, but you know, this horrible thing just happened to me today and I've been crying for hours. But then I go and record zoo crafting, and it's amazing at how that trying to take a horrible day, really rough things that were happening to me, and make something happy to share with you guys, it changed everything about my life. It's changed who I am on the most fundamental levels. So for me, that's what that plaque is going to represent. It's going to represent the people who are not alone. The people who have other people out there who are into the things that they're into, because we make these adventures and these videos based around my passion and excitement for the natural world, for adventures, for storytelling. And it's not based around like what's the most popular thing. It's not based around like what game is really hot right now. And I'm not trying to, by no means am I trying to like throw shade or anything related to the stuff. It's just, that's just what we've always been, is just me rambling, adventuring, talking, sharing my perspective and the details that I love about things. And so that's why I feel I can really authentically say that number to me represents the fact that we're not alone in the things that we love. And even if we aren't really talking to those other people, perhaps you're a very, very shy introvert like I am, and you feel much safer just being anonymous and skirting along the edges and collecting the emotional influence and collecting the inspiration and the ideas from the adventures we go on rather than commenting or being engaged in the community, totally fine. You take whatever you need from it, and that's just awesome. That's just awesome. So yeah, whew, there's my big ramble on why that number is so amazing and important to me, and why I'm going to use it to remind myself to continue moving forward authentically as possible. And authentically has been a big thing for me lately, because authentically means I have my human limits. And I won't be able to record everything under the sun at the pace I want to. So I hope you can take whatever I do offer as a gift offered from real places of happiness and insight and given to you. Sometimes they're just going to be silly and goofy, going, what kind of horse are we going to get in Horsehaven? Let's breed them together and see what happens. And sometimes they're going to be much deeper, like the conversations we get into when I grew up and was bullied by my teachers, no less. Not only the other students, but my teachers in middle school in Meadow. And we talk about that, and it's had a deep, deep emotional resonance with a lot of you guys. Whatever they are, I just am really glad that over the last couple weeks I've kind of shifted away. Finally, the last few months of all of the talking and rambling I've been doing in these update vlogs that get into really deep emotional things, there's finally a click happening where I'm realizing it's not how much I can put out, and it's not what I put out, but it's kind of how and the place that it's coming from. And we're really a lucky community that we can survive doing that too. That's an immense place of privilege. And I think that partially comes from the fact we have 4,400 videos in the archives now, you guys. 4,400 videos. Oh. So yeah, it's like I said, chips will materialize and go, you worked for this, if I try to say I don't know how this has happened. And maybe that's a lesson for some of you guys to take too. So yeah, there's my ramble. There's my ramble on why there may not be as many videos, and why I've been easier in just kind of playing with things and not stressing myself out so much with a schedule, but how I am truly trying to keep my ear to the ground, and I am listening when you guys say, hey, I really missed this, or hey, would you really try that out? But now I'm balancing that listening with also listening to myself and going, what can I offer? And understanding that that may have some limits because I'm human and I need to stop exhausting myself from recording until 2 in the morning, or else I think Chips is actually going to take away my computer. He wouldn't really, don't worry about that. We have an amazing relationship, but I just, when the people who love you really want you to take better care of yourself, you need to listen. You know what I mean? So that's why we're going on a week-long vacation, and I think we're going to have a good time. Irony is, we're probably going to hit 100,000 while I'm gone. So that's going to happen, you guys. That is going to happen, and I hope that you can all celebrate it, because, like I said, it's not so much a celebration of me and Seri, but it's a celebration of not being alone in the things we love, and that's awesome. That's really awesome. So I don't think I have too much else to ramble about, because, oh, I got caught up in the big stuff, Kilala. I got so caught up in the big stuff again. But yeah, we're going to be gone for a week. Starting Wednesday. We'll be back at the end of the month, and then I'll be jumping in. December is going to be fun. I don't know how much I'll be able to put out. I'm starting to try to limit myself to only 6 videos a day. I'm telling myself, no, Seri, no, only 6 a day. And I try to balance it with making sure I do like 3 ones that I know are going to be super popular and that I enjoy, and 3 that might be a little bit quieter and have a little following and I enjoy, like Sims 4, Animal Crossing, you know, those little things that I find very relaxing to enjoy. So it's helped a lot emotionally to sort of balance that out and to limit myself to 6 videos a day instead of doing up to 9 or 12 like we were doing last month and the month before. We were putting out that many. I really need to know my limits, Kilala. And yeah, we're gonna be gone when I hit 100,000. Oh my goodness. And in a weird way, I'm totally fine with that, because it's not about me. It's about all of us having other people out there to share this with. And that's really cool. So I hope you guys will celebrate it and have fun. I hope you guys will keep conversations going here in these update vlogs, letting me know what you're enjoying. And like that really helps so that I know, okay, I don't have to replace everything that we're doing with something new. And so that you guys can let me know what you're looking forward to in December. I'm probably just going to like reach into my gigantic Steam library, mostly because I share one with Chips, and just see what I can pull out of my hat and what we can just sit back and have fun with. And I can't believe that we've grown so much and that we've changed everything about my life. My life has permanently changed because of you guys and sharing and spending time with you. And I never planned to come down here. In fact, that'll be for the next video. I'm going to record a video now that will ask for questions. It'll be short and sweet because these are always rambly, and it'll ask for questions. The only thing I can really think to do to celebrate 100,000 people is to celebrate it by maybe doing some Q&As, because I think it's very, very important to know the creator behind your content, if they're a creator that likes to be open and consistently like emotionally engaged with the community like I do. So we're going to have 2 Q&As for 100,000. I know that much, and they're going to have to be recorded after I get back. So we might be over the limit a little bit, but I hope you guys will understand. And one Q&A is going to be based for the, I guess I could call you guys associate's degree pixel biologists now, because it's been at least 2 years. So a lot of you guys who have been around for a long time, we're going to have one Q&A dedicated to the long-term viewers, or the more serious questions, where you can ask things like, how's YouTube affected your life? Where do you plan on going from here? Are you ever going to invest in a better vlog camera? Yes, I am. Things like that. And then we'll have another Q&A which will be based around some of the new viewers. So if you're a newer viewer, first time you've ever seen my face, first time you've ever seen my finches, and you want to ask some of the more like basic questions like, what are those birds? Do I hear them in the background of all the videos? Like, who are you? How old are you? Who's Chips? If you want to ask those kinds of basic questions, we will have a second Q&A for that. So I thought that would be kind of fun, so that if you're new, you can have some of like the new questions answered that everybody tends to ask, like, how long is your hair? The answer is very long, extremely long. I'm part of the Rapunzel Club, in case you guys didn't know. I think I'm the only member at the moment, but I used to tell kids that when they would ask if I was Rapunzel, I'd be like, yes, I'm part of the secret Rapunzel Club, and they loved that. Were you a teacher? How old are you? Those kinds of basic questions. And the more serious questions for Seri, because I think it's important that, especially over the last few months, I haven't done the update vlogs as regularly, and I feel like when you lose that sense of being connected and people seeing your face and people understanding who you are as a person, then that's where I risk running into that issue where a lot of people start treating me like an app, and I would just come and look at my comment section and it would just be dozens and dozens and dozens of more aggressive requests, more aggressive comments, a lot of anger if I recorded one thing and not the other. And I think that really came from when people forget your face and they forget who you are as a person and they forget what goes into creating the videos. They forget you're not an app. That I'm not Seri the app, I'm Seri the person. And everything I offer on the channel is kind of like a mutual gift between us. So I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun. I'm going to yell, I'm going to dance in place, I'm going to dash around, I'm going to toss myself into Chips's arms, I'm probably gonna cry, I'm gonna curl up, I'm gonna be so excited I won't even be able to have any words, and I'll just clutch a pillow to my chest and rock back and forth and just go, we did it, we did it, we did it, with Chips, and he's going to get the full brunt of it. And when we come back from the vacation, then we'll celebrate having crossed that big milestone. And having such an amazing community. So I'm really, really excited for that, you guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.